So let's talk about import fees and how to deal with Chinese customs because I get this question all the time, and unfortunately, there's not always a very simple answer. But I'm going to give you, what I've experienced, shipping thousands and thousands of different items and ordering thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars worth of products from China. So basically, how it works, guys, for drop shipping from AliExpress is generally if the cost of your goods that you're shipping, right, an individual order is less than $400, you can't use e-packet if it's over 400. But if it's under 400, right, you're using e-packet shipping. Generally, Chinese customs will categorize it as a gift, and you won't have any import fees or taxation, or more importantly, delays. And so the reason that whatever I've said, in the course or in the past, the reason that I do always suggest getting samples, and I think this is extremely important for a couple reasons, to always get samples for your especially when you're forming a relationship with a factory, just to kind of get a feel for, the quality of the product, just feeling it in your hands, really seeing it. Pictures and reviews can really only tell you so much. So first of all, for the quality, but second of all, and equally as important, is you want to know if there's going to be any delays. So like if you ship something and it's kind of on the edge, right? Because there's a lot of things that come up from an anti-dumping perspective and a dangerous goods perspective, like lithium-ion batteries, for example. Any type of consumable type things, or things that could potentially explode, they're going to get held up in customs, much more likely, if not 100%. So you kind of, if you have a product that you might be on the edge about whether or not it's actually going to be held up in customs, the best way to go about doing it and figuring out whether it's going to be delayed in customs and whether you're going to have additional tariffs or fees or import customs duties is just to order it yourself. So not only are you getting to actually feel the kind of quality of the goods for yourself and evaluate the manufacturer, you're also getting to figure out whether or not you're going to have significant delays or additional imports that you actually have to add to your cost of goods sold or to your landed cost to really actually get like an accurate depiction of what your profit is going to be for that particular product. And so I just wanted to talk about how important it is to get samples for those two reasons, depending on what country you're actually shipping to. So if you're shipping to Germany or Australia or Canada, they're going to have different legislation and different import laws. And so I suggest, if you're outside of the USA, to kind of do the research for yourself. I have a friend who imports into Germany, and he was telling me about a strange little law that he figured out about 22 euros. That if the item is over 22 euros, there was like some additional thing that they had to actually do from an import perspective. So I don't personally ship to Germany particularly often, especially from a drop shipping perspective. So I don't know much about it. But if I found a niche that was targeted to the German market, or if I spoke German or knew more about the culture and what products are interesting to them, then I would definitely do that research. So if you're shipping to the USA, for the most part, and I can't say always, but for the most part, if it's under $400 and it's a single item and you're shipping it via e-packet, Chinese customs is going to call it or signify it to be a gift, and they're not going to charge you any additional fees or imports or anything like that. And so, just some of the stuff you guys want to watch out for are, glass products, steel products, prefabricated food or drink products, smart bracelets, like if you're going to do like a Fitbit type thing or like a heart monitor. Electronics generally get held up a bit more, just because the USA has anti-dumping legislation and agreements with China, just so that China can't ship in a bunch of like super cheap electronics and just undercut the market for American companies. And so if you have a product that you're thinking about doing that kind of fits in the bill of being at all dangerous, or could explode, or anything to do with anti-dumping, then do a little bit more research, guys. And don't feel like you can't reach out to your suppliers, because they ship all the time. I promise you, they ship to the USA, and so they're probably familiar with how things work. But at the end of the day, guys, there's no better way than just to order samples. You get the quality check, and you get to see for yourself from the day you order it on your site. Order it from your own site. And if I ordered it today on November 10th, or whatever day it is, right, then I'm going to count the days to when it actually arrives at my door. If it arrives at my door on the 22nd, then it takes 12 days, and that's best case scenario for e-packet, and I'm going to write that down. And so that's just, you get all the information, you get the quality, you get how long it takes to ship to you, and you get to figure out whether or not you're going to have import taxes or, more importantly, import delays. So I hope that helped, guys, and let's get to the next one.